the bump and the finish. Jumper is good. Lamar, basket and one. He has 6 points, but Ilagan knocks down the 3. Steal, Yambing, look out. William Bing throws it down. Manny sees a gap and throws it down. Early down, Mike Bennett with a hammer. Fidel for 3.
The stakes continue to rise as the playoff race heats up. In the 8th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, we make a trip down south to the beautiful city of Batangas. Dito po, for the 7th time this season, we are live from the Batangas City Coliseum. As we bring you the first game of our triple header, we have the Cowboys who are determined to strengthen their grip of that number 4 spot in the North Division, led by Alex Cabagnot. Sa kabilang dako naman, we have the Biñan Gel, one of the hottest teams in the entire league, gunning for their 12th straight victory. Yan po ang ating first game, Ilagan Isabela versus Biñan, followed by Basilan taking on Caloocan, and then the Rizal Central Mall Golden Coolers visit the Batangas City Tanduay Athletics. Magandang hapon po mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan, kasama si Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, roughly 2 months left in our elimination round and very important for teams to pick up victories moving forward.
Yeah, very important talaga. Lalo na 2/3 of the games already tapos na, parang 10 games na lang halos na naiiwan sa kanila. Pagkakataon na pagandahin pa yung kanilang standing, especially may playoff implications.
Hello sa lahat na nanonood sa atin live on our official MPBL YouTube channel, on Tap Sports and Solar Sports. Siyempre, kasama din natin ang ating courtside reporter, Miss Mika Abisamis. And Mika, anong balita dyan sa Ilagan at Biñan?
Ken, Coach Mike, unang-una gusto ko lang sabihin na nakuha ko na ang Lomi fix ko. Yan talagang inuuna ko pag nandito ako sa Batangas. But speaking of fix, tama kayo. Coach Louie Gonzalez would like to fix themselves in that 4th spot. Yan talaga ang focus ng Ilagan Isabela ngayon. But you have to remember, it's like everybody else in the mid-levels of the North. Nandiyan ang Mekawayan, nandiyan ang Pasig, nandiyan ang Valenzuela, nandiyan ang Quezon City. So sabi niya, we have to set ourselves apart from them. Kailangan talaga meron kaming mga gawin na malalaking bagay para talagang ma-maintain namin yung 4th spot na yan. And unfortunately, sabi niya sa akin, in their last game against Marikina, they were actually out-rebounded in that game kahit nanalo sila, no? And that's not good going against the number 1 rebounding team so far in Biñan today. Kaya yan daw ang mga pre-practice ng Cowboys. Para naman dito sa Biñan, obviously, we're so happy for Coach Boyet Fernandez, no? He had 12 straight wins. Pero sabi niya sa akin, Mika, consistency pa rin ang kailangan ko galing sa aking mga veterano. Because if you will remember, nandiyan ang Jensa, nandiyan ang Quezon, nandiyan ang Batangas, they're just right around the corner. So hindi daw pwedeng pumetics itong Biñan. At sabi niya sa akin, contrary to what people thought na magkakaroon ng egoistic problem itong si Art de la Cruz at si Robbie Selle sa posisyon na yan, sila pa daw ang magandang pinapakita ngayon. Kaya hindi rin dapat mag-petics ang Biñan sa kanilang dalawa. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Parang si Mika sa si Coach Mike lang yung number 4 spot. Pinag-aagawan ng maraming teams in the North Division. Pero pag-usapan muna natin yung ating team standings. Unahin natin itong South. Very important game for Batangas City and Biñan, both eyeing that number 1 spot in their division, Coach Mike.
Oh, totoo. Katulad na pag-usapan natin kanina, yung mga natitirang laro, napakahalaga. And when you look at Biñan, parang siyam na laro na lang sila. Pero 2/3 of those games, parang 6 of them still with, pretty much good record teams at naghahabol rin ng playoff spot. So napakahalaga ng mga laro na ito, both for Biñan as well as Batangas.
Also Rizal and Basilan. Rizal having that foothold of that number 6 spot, samantala in the North Division. Gaya na nabanggit natin, Coach Mike, with the win of Mekawayan over Pasig just the other day. Pasay also had a win. So Ilagan just wanting to have that solid spot that dito sa ating fourth spot rather here in the North Division.
Oo, tsaka kahapon I was looking at all the standings. It appears to me that the magic number to at least stay at number 4 would be roughly win 16 or 17. At least it gets you there. Depende pa sa mga natitira mong laro kung paano ka magpe-perform.
Currently, Ilagan at 12-6. Definitely much better record compared to last season at this point in the tournament. Pero tignan natin yung kanilang last game against Marikina where they led by as many as 22 points, totally outclassing itong Marikina Big Z Burger.
Yeah, from the get-go, 15 points advantage kagad pagkatapos ng first quarter. What's impressive was their 3-point shooting and their free throws. 44% from 3 and close to 90% from the free throw lines. It is tough to beat a team like that. Lalo na you have 5 players scoring in double digits. I thought JP Kawilan did a good thing of scoring 3 out of 9 from 3 and pretty much the kind of player that he is. Kaya nandito siya sa Ilagan.
And Mika talked about the ongoing chemistry building around Art de la Cruz, maging si Robbie Celis na pareho yung posisyon na nilalaro,
Yes.
pero seemingly yung transition nagiging maganda para sa kanila. On the side of Biñan naman, alam natin, Coach Mike, they fell short last season, just 1 game short of reaching the national finals. But in this game against Cebu, you cover this one, a lot of lead changes, a lot of deadlocks, but in the end, that crucial basket para dito sa Biñan, getting that win on the road against Cebu.
Sobrang close nung laban na yun. Na-mention mo nga, ang daming lead changes, 23 actually yun, tapos 11 times na naging tayong labanan. But Carlo Lastimosa, man, he was so good in that game. Crucial baskets, that cut in the middle, and then that only 3-point shot that he made. He was actually 1 out of 4 from 3, 0 out of 3 before that 3-point make, but that was the difference maker leading up to that close win over Cebu.
Tingnan na natin ang bakbakan ng Ilagan at Biñan. Punta na natin si Miguel Pare for the starters.
A very pleasant afternoon to everybody and welcome to our first game between Ilagan Isabela and Biñan Tatakgel live on Solar Sports. Tap Sports at the YouTube channel. This is the 2026 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 8 here at the Batangas City Sports Coliseum. Let's meet the starters, beginning with Ilagan Isabela, 5-star Cowboys. Starting at forward number 29, Alan Mina. At center number 15, Alan Santos. At guard number 3, TJ Fenebrico. Also at forward number 18, Art de la Cruz. And at one guard number 5, the Crunchman, Alex Cabagnot. The head coach for the Cowboys is Louis Gonzalez. Assistant coaches, Mixon Ramos, Eric De La Cuesta, Hans Robles, Adel Tacorda, and Alex Calweng. Coaching consultant, Glenn Capaccio. Team managers, Vice Mayor Dave Diaz, Board member EJ Diaz, and Georgie Fournier. The team governors are Ricky Lagui and Joey Fournier. The team owners, Jayo Diaz, Governor Rodito Albano, and Mayor Jay Diaz. Now for Biñan Tatakgel Beast Motorcycle Tire Mega Wagi. Starting at forward number 88, Kenny Roca Curva. Also at forward number 6, J-Mar Kimpayan. At center number 4, Warren Bonifacio. At guard number 22, Carlo Lastimosa. Also at guard number 0, Pamboy Raymundo. The head coach for Biñan Tatakgel is Boyet Fernandez. Assistant coaches, Gino Manansala, Gino Manuel, Eliazar Cabutotan, J.R. Manansala, Mac Cardona, Jonah Jacob, and Pat Tanyanuevo. Team managers, John Ray Gagnola and Ruel Condo. LG partner is Mayor Jel
Starting
Alonte
5 brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Ilagan Isabela has Alex Cabagnot and TJ Filipico in the backcourt. Up front are Alan Santos, Art de la Cruz, and Alan Mina. For Biñan, Pamboy Raimundo, Carlo Lastimosa, Warren Bonifacio, J-Mar Gimpayan, and Kenny Roacurva. Our game officials, Alan Manzano, Edmar Avis, and Efren Aganan. Fourth referee is Ruben Manandik. Ilagan Isabela 12-6. Biñan just half game behind Batangas City heading into this game at 14-3. Biñan wins the tip. Pamboy Raimundo making his 19th consecutive start. Lastimosa against Alan Mina. Carlo flips it up short. Filibrico grabs the rebound. Pitch ahead. Alan Mina drifting and scoring for the Cowboys.
Well, you like that immediately. Alan Mina is, contributing offensively for the Ilagan Cowboys. I've always felt that he's one of those parang missing links in terms of scoring, because you understand that he gets into the paint, he too can finish.
Lastimosa getting past the defense, able to sneak in that shot on the interior.
How about that performance by Carlo Lastimosa in Cebu? Grabe yun, napaka-crucial ng mga naging contribution niya.
De La Cruz pumihit. Sablay yung kanyang tira. Raimundo surveying the floor. Kabagnot in front of him. Bonifacio offers the screen. Pamboy missing badly on that three. Allen Mina. What a pass! De La Cruz counted plus the foul.
Well, we're seeing some things, no? Na very quickly, they try to attack on the first get. Ito nga Ilagan.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Not really known to be a strong fast break team, itong Ilagan Isabela. De La Cruz missing on his bonus free throw. Lastimosa on the right side. Bounce pass papunta kay Warren Bonifacio, pabandang tira. Mintes. Kabagnot. De La Cruz makes his move, kicks it out. Allen
Nice
Mina
pick.
lets Carlo Lastimosa fly by and buries the jumper.
Iba kinikilos ni Allen Mina ngayon. There's that level of confidence, ano? Kanina we saw him took a shot earlier. Now, second time around, gave it a go. Got a challenge, made an up fake in that basket.
Lastimosa has all 4 of Biñan's points. Mina being aggressive but lost the basketball. A foul given up by Alan Santos. 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. And you were talking about Allen Mina, Coach Mike. He was one of their top scorers last season, 11.6 points before getting traded to Pampanga, making his return at the start of season 8. Obviously, a lot has changed, pati yung kanyang role. But at least here, in the last 2 games, he has picked up his scoring here for the Cowboys.
Yeah, tsaka napaka-importante niyan. I've always thought that, well, right now, si Allen Mina is being used really as a role player. No? I think he's going to be one of those secondary scorers for them. And so, the way that he's playing right now, I think is favorable for him and favorable for Ilagan. But you like that he stays in there. He hangs in there and, you know, so far showing a lot of consistency in the recent games.
High off the glass from Alex Kabagnot. 4-point lead for Ilagan Isabela. 3-point shot by Lastimosa, too strong.
And Alan wants them to challenge this.
Hindi. To overturn na mismo ng ating game officials.
Yeah. And so the officials were quick to take that back. And so bola ng Ilagan.
Ilagan might be warned here though. Yeah. So they were warned for improper bench decorum.
Yun ang mahirap no?
Ano yun?
You feel that the call was iba. You voice your sentiment and then you get a warning. Parang, at least let's give them a leeway kumbaga na, you know, to express themselves. After all, there was a, you know, mistake that was made.
Allen Mina, offensive rebound off that De La Cruz miss.
Wow.
6 early points for the Isabela native, Allen Mina.
Well, very early he's winning this matchup against Kenny Rocacurva. Nice feed inside though. Too low.
They have a foul on Alex Kabagnot. Rebound by Allen Mina.
Tsaka yung pag-carve out ng space underneath, really using his body to try and create that level of separation with the defense. This will be a baseline out of bounds.
Off the dribble, Pamboy Raimundo takes the free, straight but long. Rebound, Alan Santos.
Second straight miss from outside for Pamboy Raimundo, who mid part of the season was actually shooting roughly about 40% from 3. I was talking to him earlier and I told him, ganda ng shooting mo. Yeah, coach, pero lately medyo bumababa. Yeah, and so I saw, you know, how the numbers have really gone down. But more importantly, still gotta take it.
Steal of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker, unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
Iba rin talaga yung veteran leadership nitong dalawa to, Art de la Cruz and Alex Cabagnot. You know, nothing hurried in there, but as soon as he got that ball, he saw that open space, you know, went in there, got in the paint.
4 minutes gone by in quarter number 1. Pamboy.
No space at all.
Cowboys playing the best defense that they could here in the first quarter. Lastimosa, and you really see Biñan being uncomfortable at the moment.
Oo, getting pushed sa late clock situations actually. At samantalang sa offensive end, napakaaga umatake na itong Ilagan Cowboys. If previously you've seen them move the ball a lot, trying to catch the defense late, now it's a different story altogether. Mas mabilis pagdating sa atake sa ofensiba itong Ilagan Cowboys.
Robbie Celis checking in for the first time, replacing Alan Santos. So again, playing together with Art de la Cruz. Manny Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Some might say this is a small front line with Celis and De La Cruz playing that 4 and 5 spots, but what do you make of how they've been playing together so far, Coach Mike?
But they'll never be short of basketball smarts. Probably two of the bright minds in the team of Ilagan. Of course, you also have Alex Cabagnot in there. And you're liking that they're playing alongside each other very well.
And for more, let's go to Mika.
You know, both Biñan and Ilagan are at the bottom in terms of threes. No, obviously one thing both coaches would like to improve on. But for Ilagan, this seems unusual because they have Gumaru, Mina, Kawilan, Ayaay. Hindi daw sana ganon, sabi ni Coach Louie, ang record nila sa tres. Their inside game is okay. Napag-usapan nyo nga si Art tsaka si Robbie Celis. But they need to get those threes more for versatility, especially getting into the playoffs. Hence, ang confidence ni Mina na napag-usapan nyo, no? As one of the guys na talagang kinausap daw ni Coach Lou to improve this week. Generally, he said, hindi kami pwede tamarin sa maliliit na bagay moving forward for a best place finish. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. You're right. They are in the bottom 2.
Right.
Talking about these two squads, Ilagan and Biñan, in terms of 3-point attempts. And gaya ng binabanggit ni Mika, when you consider Ilagan, they have JP Kawilan,
Correct.
Allen Mina. You have Dondon Gumaru, all capable 3-point shooters. And you kind of feel like there's something that could be unlocked moving forward for the Cowboys.
Agree. And you know what? I am loving the approach to numbers. Alam mo naman, mahilig ako sa stats, but I'm liking the recognition of the numbers by Coach Louie and the coaching staff. First, they pointed out they have to really crash the boards because they are going up against the #1 rebounding team right now in Biñan, and then understanding that, kailangan mas marami pa silang maging 3-point attempts and 3-point makes, and knowing that they have enough 3-point shooters on their roster. And so, I really think it boils down to the number of attempts. 3 points has not been really one of their thing, but now with this newfound, I guess, confidence in their shooters and wanting them to perform even better, I think we're going to see that number go up.
Mark Pingris checking in for Biñan. Just for context, binanggit na natin, Ilagan is one of the bottom 2 teams now in terms of 3-point attempts. Last season, they were number 8 in that department, and that was a huge part of their game. That's why they were successful. Allen Mina, right on cue, hits a 3. He now has 9 points. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
That's the first 3-point make so far in this game. They're 1 out of 2 from there.
Mabulak off that nice assist by Mark Pingris. 15-8, approaching the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. By the way, Alex Cabagnot only making his 3rd start of the season. Play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Always interior passing, napakaganda para dito sa Biñan. Very able passers in there. Mark Pingris, even Mike Mabulak.
Commissioner Emerson Arreta, Zaldi Rilubin, Ascom Satar Macantal, And Rudy Distrito. Roa Curva. Pass to Mike Mabulak against the smaller Dondon Gumaru, able to hit it over him.
Mike's been so good from around that spot. Medium range, on the nail, on the elbow. Can't leave him now, especially, you know, he's getting his confidence back.
Baba sa 5 ang lamang ng Ilagan Isabela. De La Cruz can't convert. Nick Caballero now on the floor. Grabbing the rebound, spins away from Art De La Cruz. Kawilan in front of him. Caballero still with a basketball, off the glass and in.
Nick Caballero, definitely the #1, you know, scorer coming off the bench league-wide. He's been very solid, but in the last game, bit of a struggle. And so I'm surely in his mind, gusto niya makabawi dito sa laro na to.
Celis shoots over Mark Pingris, left it short. Second rebound by Nick Caballero. Still with the rock, forcing it up. Mosqueda comes away with a miss. Gumaro, straight away 3. Bit flat on that shot. Roa Curva, bounce pass. Papunta kay Nick Caballero who lays it in. An 8-0 run by Biñan. They pulled to within 1.
Nick Caballero so far 2 out of 2. Very early in this game, getting involved and scoring.
Halos 2 minuto na lang nalalabi sa ating first period. Celis. Hindi may pagpag yung depensa ni Mark Pingris. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Gotta make this.
Kawilan, corner pocket 3, too strong. Good look though by Ilagan Isabela. Roa Curva, extra pass. Caballero left open. De La Cruz secures the rebound.
Cowboys got a score here. It's an 8-0 run by Biñan so far. And they've been coming up with empty possessions. That time, offensive foul called on JP.
He could not believe the call was against him.
Well, based on what we see on the floor, I feel they should challenge this.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by the Extreme Water Protected Speakers. Dive into music with Extreme Speakers.
Well, I thought JP Kawilan was at an angle that he was going to get that ball on the low block. Are they going to challenge this? I think they should. This is going to be very interesting. Kasi sa vantage point natin, parang halos wala. He really was just cleanly trying to seal against the defense.
You can see the face on Coach Louis Gonzalez's face. We'll be right back for the result of this challenge.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul, retain possession for...
You mentioned, Coach Mike, that this one worth a look. And you are right. A successful challenge.
Yeah. Because that looked like a good seal. I felt he had the angle. You know, Nick Caballero was trying to recover on that ball side, couldn't get to it. And I like that they challenged it.
Maganda sa ginagawa ni JP Kawilan is making Nick Caballero work on the other end.
Yes.
Trying to wear him out.
O kasi napakahalaga para sa mga trumabaho rin sa defensive side, yung mga offensive players. Especially a strong one in Nick Caballero.
J-Boy Solis can't hit the jumper. Chance now for Biñan to take the lead. Caballero working on JP Kawilan. Ato Barba. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Renzo Subido pops in the trifecta. First taste of the lead for Biñan. They are in the midst of an 11-0 blast. J-Boy shoots and scores. Finally, ending the drought for the Cowboys.
Yan ang reason kung bakit nandiyan si J-Boy Solis. Perimeter shooting. Kanina, Renzo Subida, that's their first three-point make after 5 attempts. And so, very important three-point shot making here for Biñan.
Mosquera able to get the steal. Gumaru, another three-point attempt. That time, he hits it.
Very quick decision to locate shooters. Don Gumaru, no question. A guy that can definitely shoot from there. It's one of the reasons why he's here with the Cowboys in the first place.
Paubos ng oras sa ating first period. Subido bumangga off the glass and in. Renzo Subido with 7 points in the first quarter, giving them a spark off the bench. But the Cowboys had a strong start, led by as many as 9 points behind Allen Minas 9. And you like what you're seeing from both teams so far, Coach Mike?
Yeah, indeed. Definitely, balance almost in every way on this game. Nagkaroon ng run itong Biñan mid of the second. They went on an 8-0 run. That was a good answer by Ilagan. Keeping it very close, very important for both these teams.
Don Gumaru with a 3-point shot coming off the bench for the second consecutive game. Labang sila ng isa heading to the second quarter, 20-19.
Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sekreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Hello po sa mga taga-Isabelenyo. Ini-invite po namin kayo na manood sa game namin on August 8 sa The Capital Arena, Ilagan City, Isabela.
Rizal versus Pasay 5 p.m. and Ilagan versus May Kawayan 7 p.m. Suporta tam Ilagan Isabela Cowboys.
August 8, tutungo po tayo sa Ilagan Isabela for the home game of the Cowboys against the May Kawayan Marilao Gems. Sa Setyembre naman, dyan po tayo sa Polomolok. Quezon versus Gensan, Caloocan versus Biñan. Exciting games in store for us.
Well, apart from being exciting, may mga implications yan eventually sa kanilang mga playoff positioning. And so, both these teams, I'm sure we're gonna love that trip, but more importantly, you gotta get those wins.
J-Boy can stroke in that jumper. Defensive rebound by Don Gumaru.
Take.
Robbie Celis. Sadya po yun.
Oh. Mukhang sinukat naman niya pagkatapos ng tinignan niya yung follow-through. But that pretty much is Rob Celis' range. Put him up there, up the top, right around the nail and the elbow. He's gonna operate.
Renzo Subido. Field goal shooting. Both teams relatively shot the ball well in the opening quarter.
At saka maganda yung mga shot selection nila. Yun ang importante. Moving with the ball, creating and finding the least guarded guy. Boy, look at these three guys right here now on the floor for the Cowboys. Chino Mosqueda, Rob Celis, J-Boy Solis. And a couple of shooters in JP and Don Gumaru. Very potent decision makers, good shooters on the perimeter.
5 ulit ang lamang ng Ilagan Isabela after that Mosqueda basket. Mark Pingris sizing up the defense of J-Boy Solis.
See how Rob Solis is not staying away.
Mabulak na offensive board. Pinunta pa sa kabila. Got clipped. Shoot 2 free throws after getting fouled.
And like how Ilagan actually defended that side of the floor. The ball on the low block with a couple of dribbles on Mark Pingris. Rob Solis not giving up the middle, understanding there might be that attack down the low. But again, you got to be mindful of this man right here, Mike Mabulak.
Itong free throw ay atid sa atin na Extreme, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
And Mike Mabulak has gone to the line a lot of times. You know, almost half of his shot attempts have really resulted in free throws only because karamihan dun sa loob ng paint nag-ooperate itong si Mike.
Mark Pingris tagged with a foul of 2 missed free throws by Mike Mabulak. Chino Mosqueda, JP Kawilan, Robbie Celis, J-Boy Solis, and Don Gumaru, the unit for Coach Louie Gonzalez. Bounce pass to Robbie Celis. Overshoots the target that time. Biñan has Mike Mabulak, Renzo Sobido, Mark Pingris, Nick Caballero, and Atok Barba. Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Kawilan off that Sobido miss. Celis didn't like what he saw. Passing it off to J-Boy Solis. Continues to shoot. That's his second made field goal. Abby Maraño making the trip here to Batangas City. Nanood na yan nung huling laro ng Ilagan. I think last Monday.
That's right. I saw that.
Caballero downhill attack. Layup too strong. Celis with a rebound.
Well, this 5 right here of Ilagan though. Look at that.
Aggressive drive, laying it in. J-Boy Solis with 6 points.
Well, you complement a couple of shooters in Don Gumaro and JP Kawilan with really good decision makers. This is what happens. The lane opens up, and then it allows guys like J-Boy Solis to operate.
Fast break the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Balik ulit sa siyam ang lamang ng Ilagan.
Hintayin nyo kami at babalik kami sa August 8 sa The Capital Arena, Ilagan Isabela.
Also, to everybody in the MPBL community, please watch Rizal versus Pasay, 5 p.m. and Maykawayan versus Ilagan on the main game at 7 p.m. Hope to see you guys there.
See you there.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Happy to have you with us on a Friday afternoon. Mas maaga po ang simula ng ating mga laro. Coach Don Uro, Abby Maraño, part of the audience at the Batangas City Coliseum. What do you think of our much earlier start, Coach Mike?
I am loving it. We get to go home early. Our fans get to enjoy the games a little bit earlier. Lalo na yung mga palabas ng work or maybe traveling, going home. You got a chance to watch on their mobile devices the games. Ito yung mga schedule natin ng preseason no?
Mayroong foul laban sa Ilagan Isabela.
So far, the Tatakjel has not made a field goal yet. They've had 5 attempts and coming off empty. A lot of them very close, actually in the paint. This defense has really caused them a lot of problems.
8-0 start for Ilagan Isabela in the second quarter.
More importantly, they are, what, 4 out of 6 to start the second quarter. And you see a lot of level of efficiencies with this 5 on the floor. Interchangeable, if you think about it. Don Gumaro could be a point, even with interchangeable with Chino Mosqueda. And the 3 other guys could play down on the low block.
Mike Mabulak, 0 of 2 at the line earlier. Sablay pa din. Coach Mike.
Hey,
Man.
we love Batangas.
Batangas City.
Yeah, we love Batangas City. This venue, Batangas City, has been host to a lot of good games that we've covered, no?
Favorite mo talaga yung game winner ni Levi Hernandez dito eh.
Oo, meron pa yun, di ba yung kay Mark Cruz? Remember yung stick
against Bacolod.
Bacolod, that's right. And syempre malapit sa akin ito. Kaya sa mga gusto kong lugar to na nako-cover itong Batangas City.
Kawilan. A foul away from the basketball against Biñan.
Sa isang banda, nasusubukan rin ng depensa ng Biñan dito because I like to think Ilagan now is getting to be very methodical here in the second quarter. If they don't have that quick early look, they have always that secondary offense that allows them to search saan pa ba tayo pwedeng makakita ng libre na makaka-atake tayo na maayos.
Alex Cabagnot, Art de la Cruz. Nagbabalik sa loob para sa Ilagan Isabela. Cabagnot will trigger it in. Mosqueda.
Yeah, there's that exit.
To Alex. Fading away, shoots over JJ Pino and scores.
And somehow, with Rob Celis coming in, it gives them another guy outside of J-Boy Solis that can also play down on the post and even on the perimeter, allowing that space for Alex Cabagnot to operate.
At the post, Pingris. Cabanyero charging through. Nahanap si Binoy Sakuragi who flips it up and in.
Finally, first made field goal for Biñan here. Up close, Mark Pingris.
Marado sa ilalim. Pero maganda yung cut off the basketball ni Cabagnot. But that time can't hit the jumper. Pamboy Raimundo on the left side. Couple of drag screens. Bagsak si Mike Mabulak. Ooh.
Well, that guy's not going down like that without getting hit.
Sinasabi niya, tinamaan siya dun sa bahagi na you don't wanna get hit. Obviously. Mori Mabulak. The better half of Mike. Ooh, Alex.
Yeah.
That right arm. Question is, does it merit or does it fit the criteria for an unsportsmanlike foul?
I feel it should. But we'll see what they decide here.
Referee Alan Manzano moving over to our game announcer Miguel Perey.
And somehow, what's been successful for Ilagan is really the interior
Upon
defense.
review, there was an act of violence and sportsmanlike foul on number 5, Alex Cabagnot, his second.
Sinasabi ni Mike, dapat disqualifying foul.
At the very least, that should be unspoken. And si Mike sumisenyas na, okay na yan, let's move on from this.
Kalmado lang.
Kalma lang, kalma lang. Maganda pa naman yung game.
Kaya nagtataka siya eh. Bakit ba binanggit ni Nick Cabanyero na natakot sa kanya eh?
Actually, mukhang even si Mike nagulat eh, no?
Loko-loko daw si Nick eh. Narinig niya yung pangalan niya sa podcast. Yung kakampi pa siya natakot, ha?
Oo. Remember, nasa Mindoro tayo nun eh, no? When we were listening to that video of that podcast of Rebans eh.
Oo.
And my immediate reaction was, talaga, si Mike Mapulang of all the players ng Biñan.
7-point lead. Biñan with the basketball. Mabulak.
They're plugging that gap, really.
Caballero shoots a three, and it's good.
And they're gonna need that because ang Cowboys talagang camping inside the paint na eh. Wala pang na ititirang pasok sa labas.
Sabagnot and Pido going at it. And JJ Pido will be tagged with a foul.
And now obviously, ang Ilagan Cowboys trying to hunt advantages. Positional at that. This was that good skip by Mike Mabulak and that one more over to Nick Caballero for that three. And to me, this is understandable for the Ilagan Cowboys because down on the low block, size-wise, you know, maybe hindi ganun kalayo pero you know, ability to post up. Alex Cabagnot definitely can do that.
JJ Pito also getting warned for unsportsmanlike behavior. We have a timeout past the halfway point of the second quarter. A 4-point lead enjoyed by the Cowboys, 30-26.
Hintayin nyo kami at babalik kami sa August 8 sa The Capital Arena, Ilagan Isabela.
Also, to everybody in the MPBL community, please watch Rizal versus Pasay, 5 p.m. and Maykawayan versus Ilagan on the main game at 7 p.m. Hope to see you guys there.
See you there.
August 8, we will be at the Capital Arena in Ilagan City, Isabela. First game, Rizal versus Pasay. Second game, Maykawayan versus Ilagan Isabela. Followed by on September in Polomolok. September 5 nga po, dyan sa South Cotabato, Quezon. And Jensan, Caloocan versus Biñan. Let's check in with Mika Abisamis.
One of the things that Coach Boyet Fernandez would like to give credit to in their close game in the Queen City of the South is really their defense. They limited Meneses to 11 to 12 points, averages 16. Cebu had open baskets. Manzo had threes but still controlled till the end. Biñan's offense was also not so good, averages 88 points, 77 lang daw sila in that game. So talagang depensa ang bumuhay sa kanila dito. Something they need to work on today, sabi ni Coach Boyet. Kaya naman nandyan si Mabulak, Pingris at Caballero sa court na mas kailangan daw nilang ingatan pa ang loob. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And, they've always been one of the top defensive teams, especially last season. Pero nag-iba na rin kasi sila ng play style this year compared to what they had. Si Pamboy Raimundo shooting threes at a high clip. Nick Caballero, despite coming off the bench in all of their games, her per minute numbers are really staggering. And then you have a couple of vets, Mark Pingris, Mike Mabulak. So yung tres kanina, no, ni Pamboy, set up well. A 9-0 run by Biñan.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out dun sa report ni Mika about the defense na minimension ni Coach Boyet. I mean, if you put in the numbers, they only gave up a total of 15 fouls in that game compared to the 28 na nakommit ng Cebu. And there was not so much of paint finishes for Cebu in that game. They only had, 2 points in fast breaks, which tells you that, you know, be it inside the paint or be it in the full length of the floor, talagang dumipensa itong tropa ni Coach Boyet. And indeed, much as he speaks about the defense in that game, that offensive execution latter part of the game too was very crucial for them.
Extreme ang subok at kumpletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Lalo na last possession dun yung di ba, Cebu? They had, I think 2 shots available, but both of them got defended very well by Coach Boyet's guys.
Mark Pingris kissing it off the glass. 32-31 in favor of the Cowboys. 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Well, the last 4 possessions have been so much better now for Biñan compared to them, not having any makes so far early to start the second quarter. Then they are now 3 out of 4 in their last 4 trips.
Cowboys, they have been in control for the most part in the first half. Alex directing traffic. MJ Ayaay natapik palabas. Last touch si Nick Caballero, leaving 7 seconds on the shot clock for Ilagan. Catch and shoot, Art De La Cruz. Rebound controlled by Nick Caballero. It's Ayaay trying to stay in front. Caballero, slight opening, just what he needed to stroke in that free. He now has 10 points.
And this ploy of Biñan of getting the ball down on the post, sucking in that defense, opening up the threes have worked so far. Nakakatatlong tres na sila this quarter. They are, I think, 3 out of 3 in their last 3 attempts.
Mina turns down the 3, opts for that mid-range jumper. Tabla tayo ulit. 34 all, 11 points for Allen Mina.
Mina in a good groove right now, has not missed.
Wala na 3 minuto na lalabi sa ating second period. Pwestuhan sa ilalim, Mabulak, hook shot over Art De La Cruz.
Wala na magagawa si Art doon. Una, ang lalim na niya, out position pa siya, overpowered pa siya ni Mike Mabulak.
8 points for Mike Mabulak. Mina doesn't take that free. They throw the ball away. Tumatakbo si Nick Caballero, getting past all the defenders but blowing the layup. Kabagnot fouled from behind.
How about that miss by Nick Caballero? All the while pababa, akala mo counted na no?
Play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
And how potent is that situation right there? Mark Pingris on the elbow, Mike Mabulak on the low block, Hamboy Raimundo, the one who fed that post, made a 3 earlier. Either which way, even if they reverse the ball over to the other side, they still got options.
Coaching staff of Ilagan wanting the referees to take a look dahil possible unsportsmanlike foul, no? Because they felt like it wasn't a play for the basketball. Let's see it here on the replay. Regular foul.
Regular lang, yeah. Regular lang. I think gusto niya kasi i-ball tap sa likod eh. So he had to cross that other leg. Unfortunately, tumama. It was not the intent na to trip Alex Cabagnot.
Saka isa pa, hinalt din siya ni Alex eh. Alam niya yung momentum papunta sa kanya.
Yeah.
Alex Cabagnot.
Si Alex tsaka si Mike Mabulak, nagkakampi ba dati sa San... Nagkaabot ba sila? Would you know? You're the history guy.
Come on, man. I'm not sure. So sorry to disappoint you, Coach Mike.
But I will look into that. Kasi kanina nakita ko nagbibiruan sila. Sabi ko, magkakampi ba to dati sa San Miguel? Remember after you unspoke kanina ni Alex, medyo nagbiruan sila.
Ballesteros now on the floor, providing that screen for Pamboy Raimundo. Off that flare, mintis yung tres ni Carlo Lastimosa. We go the other way. Biñan in penalty. Both teams are actually.
Si Pingris sinusubukang humabol dun sa 50-50 ball na yon. Kaya lang nakakitaan siya ng foul. May hatak ng konti.
Alex back at the line. shooting 69.6%. 1 out of 3 after that miss.
At saka huwag ka nang magulat pagdating sa madalas na nasa free throw line ito si Alex Cabagnot, because just like Mike Mabula, almost half of his shots also have really resulted in him going to the line. And the thing about him is he's also a very good free throw shooter.
Tabla na naman tayo. 36 all. KG Canaleta hands it off to Kenny Roacorva. Able to draw a foul.
I was gonna say that is one of the best ways, in my opinion, with Biñan setting up Kenny Roacorva. You know, that little stagger away, him coming from the corner. I don't know, that right side. See his numbers right there, 7 of 12 in that game against Cebu. He was the best player. The thing that impressed us really was the rebounds and the steals. And he was flying all over the passing lanes and getting those steals.
Big reason why his team is number 1 in rebounds this season. And then the insertion of Nick Caballero.
Yeah. Actually, him in that game, him and Nick Caballero were the 2 most fouled players in that game. Jasper rather.
MJ, Ayaay. May foul na APP ito laban kay Kenny Roacorva. One guy we haven't seen on the floor for Ilagan Isabela is Kyle Paranada.
Yes. I think with the addition of Chino Mosqueda, and of course you have Don Gumaro, one of the lead when it comes to the point guard spot. You know, nagkakaroon ng rotation, at adjustments pagdating dyan sa spot na yan. And I feel one of the guys that's really been impacted by that, it's got to be Kyle Paranada.
I kind of feel like it's a matchup thing though. Kasi ang lalaki nitong malalaki, physical tong mga guards, swing guys ng Biñan.
Parang sa guard, he can only match up with Papoy, no? Parang gano'n.
Split at the line from MJ Ayaay. Another timeout, 1 minute and 24 left. Ilagan up by 1.
Sumasaya kapag may lamay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat lamay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung bayan ay kapakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang
Our games yesterday at the PACQUIAO Arena in Manila, Abra, walloping Mindoro, Zamboanga, close win against Quezon City, and then that overtime game between San Juan and Valenzuela. Man, those were incredible games that we enjoyed. Lalo yung San Juan versus Valenzuela at Zamboanga and Quezon City.
Who would even think na aabot sa overtime, ano? Well, competitive ang Dark Horse, but you didn't think that it was going to be that close.
MANNY Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Turnover by Biñan. Give
Nice
and
cut.
go. Pass to the outside. Gumaru blocked by Roacorva. Ilagan Isabela will use a timeout. 61 seconds left in the second period. Sila pa rin ang abante over Biñan.
Hello po sa mga taga-Isabelenyo. Ini-invite po namin kayo na manood sa game namin on August 8 sa The Capital Arena, Ilagan City, Isabela.
Rizal versus Pasay 5 p.m. and Ilagan versus May Kawayan 7 p.m. Suporta tam Ilagan Isabela Cowboys.
Ayan, kita-its po tayo dyan mga kaliga sa Ilagan on August 8, September 5. Dyan naman po sa Pulomolok. So Northern Luzon and then Mindanao Invasion the next couple of months. What about you were sharing stories about that wonderful trip in Cebu, Coach Mike?
Yes. Grabe yung trip na yun. It was my very first time to go to Cebu because of a basketball coverage. And those 3 days and 2 game days, clearly an experience that's pretty much a personal milestone for me. It's only because you have the legends of Cebu being in there, awarding them and feeling the warmth of basketball with the people of Cebu. Grabe, sobrang nag-enjoy kami doon. Tsaka ang bait ng ka-roommate ko, si Derek Freddy, walang ginawa kami kundi kumain eh.
Kumain, uminom,
at saka,
magkwentuhan.
My God, that's the first time I think I've tasted yung chorizo de Cebu. Nakalimutan ko yung pangalan ko.
Yung pangalan mo?
Oo, sa sarap.
Ano ang pangalan mo?
Ewan ko nga po.
That possession took too long from Biñan. Great defense again by the Cowboys.
Tsaka ang kagandahan dyan, Ken, they're plugging every gap there is, not making it very easy for them to see the next gap that's open, which eventually leads to what's called a trigger, no? Yung nagsisimulang magbago, yung nagsishift yung depensa.
Waray Gimpayan making his entry late here in the quarter. 23 seconds left of a second differential between shot and game clock. Nobby Celis. Nice pass inside.
Yeah.
Nakawala si Art De La Cruz. 8 points for Art.
Steal.
Pagkakataon, Gumaru. Not a good foul. It is an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, clearly.
Canaleta thought that he was able to be in front, or at least.
Yeah, because there was that up screen to Pamboy. Ball got stolen.
Ito malinaw.
Malinaw yan. Walang tao sa harap eh. So clearly, like a clear path. Unspo right there.
So a potential 6 to 7 point swing for Ilagan.
Predicated on very good defense by the Cowboys.
Mintis nga lang yung unang free throw ni Dondon Gumaru. Six-point lead, and they will inbound it close to the rim.
More than enough time for a catch and shoot, huh? And so far they've shot 2 out of 6 from 3.
There's something close to the basket. Let's see what they create. Ayan! Will beat the buzzer with a one-hander.
That is how you end the half. Successive good defensive stops, a made free throw, and a good execution with 1.4 left. And Ayaay pretty much beat that defense of Kenny Rococurva. That short corner jumper is good.
5-point swing for the Cowboys. Well-executed play. And Ayaay giving them that furious finish. 8-point lead at halftime. Ilagan over Biñan, 44-36.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. sa labang hanggang dulo. Pusong palaban ng sekreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak Panalo.
Back at the Batangas City Coliseum for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abesamis and right now I am joined by Coach Ethel Tacorda of the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Magandang hapon, Coach. Ang ganda itong laro, no? Na-emphasize talaga ni Coach Louie yan na sabi nga niya medyo out-rebounded kayo nung Marikina sa last game nyo kaya talagang pinaghirapan nyo yung mga trabaho sa loob for this game against the #1 rebounding team, ang Biñan, no? So far, gaano kasaya ang coaches dito sa first half?
Una-una, syempre ayaw muna namin magpaka-kampante, no? But we are very happy na somehow yung pinagpagura namin from the past few days, no? Yung pinaghandaan namin, nangyayari ngayon. And thankful din kami with our players na talaga nag-buy-in dun sa gusto mangyari ni Coach Louie, dun sa game plan niya.
At yung mga binanggit ni Coach Louie na mga players, sila Mina, no, sila Ayaay, sila talaga yung mga nakikita natin gumagawa ngayon. Coach, excited tayo kasi magkakaroon ng home game ang Cowboys, no, sa Ilagan. Tulungan niyo naman po ako na mag-imbita ng ating mga fans.
So, unang-una po sa lahat ng mga MPBL fans natin, maraming salamat, no. Iniimbitahan po namin ang lahat ng mga taga-Ilagan, yung mga Ilagenyo nating kababayan at mga Isabelenyo nating kababayan na suportahan po ang inyong Cowboys team, no, na maglalaro po on August 8 dyan po sa Capital Arena, Ilagan City.
Okay. Meron po kami mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan, Coach.
Opo. Unang-una, gusto ko rin po pasalamatan syempre yung management namin, si Boss Gio, si Mayor J. Diaz, si Vice Mayor J. Diaz, si Boss EJ Diaz, and also gusto rin namin pasalamatan yung mga partners namin like yung Gameville. Maraming salamat sa suporta. And lastly, batiin ko na rin yung family ko. No? Gusto kong batiin yung wife ko, si Jo, and yung anak ko na si Enzo and si Aya.
Yan ang pinaka-importante, Coach. Maraming salamat, Coach Ethel Tacorda of the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kubunan. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di matatalo. Buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Ito ang inaabangan talaga year after year because the best of the best are here. At sabi ko,
Oh! She wants the crowd to get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Some theatrics, some mad props.
Play, Jodel Fuentes.
There you go.
For the win! Oh my!
We have a new champion this year.
For the South All-Stars!
Alright, ang pinaka-inaabangan na MPBL All-Star festivities on August 29. We have the All-Star Executive Game, 3-point shootout, slam dunk contest, one-on-one invitational challenge, and the MPBL All-Star Game. And we're really looking forward to find out which names we will see in all 5 of those events, Coach Mike.
Yes. At saka yung lalo na yung one-on-one invitational, that was very interesting. I've heard good names and promises to be a very intriguing All-Star.
8 ang lamang ng Ilagan Isabela over Biñan after 2 quarters, 44-36. Alan Mina had a strong start to this one, Coach Mike, which really set the tone for the Cowboys. They were pretty much in the driver's seat for the most part. And even though Biñan had a couple of attempts of fighting back, in fact, nakalabang pa sila ng bahagya, you like how the Cowboys finish out the first half strong and getting this 8-point lead.
Well, the thing that worked well for Ilagan really has been the turnovers that they forced, and very good execution on the offensive end. And the points per possession, they are 1.14, which is pretty good. Samantalang itong Biñan na limit sa below 1 point per possession. That to me was the key issue. And I think that the things that really hindered Biñan from being better in this game, nakita naman natin yung mga turnovers kanina late in the second quarter. It's really their free throw shot making and ball security.
Alan Mina facing Ilagan Isabela with 11 points. Art De La Cruz had 8. Tig-anim naman si J-Boy Solis at Alex Cabagnot. Pretty much well-rounded yung naging scoring ng Ilagan Isabela. Samantala, para sa Biñan, Tatakjel, Nick Cabanyero had 10. Mabulak with 8. Subido, all 7 of his points coming in the first quarter. But apart from that, no Kenny Roacorva on that list. Carlo Lastimosa, first 4 points ng ating ng Biñan. But since then, has been missing. So Biñan getting the first possession of the third. Let's see what type of adjustments they will make. Roacorva on the attack immediately off the glass and in to open up the scoring in this period.
Well, Kenny and Carlo gotta start really strong here in the second half. I thought Alan Mina got the advantage in the first half. He has not missed yet from the floor. And right now, you see these guys, Kenny and Carlo, working side by side now, trying to start really strong the third quarter for Biñan.
Being aggressive from the get-go. Chopping the lead in half. Robbie Celis pass to Alex Cabagnot. Shoots over Pamboy Raimundo. He will miss. 1 and done by Ilagan Isabela.
Importante lang naman dito para sa Biñan, patuloy na dumepensa.
Steal of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker, unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
And again, trying to exploit very quickly habang hindi pa nakaset up yung depensa nitong Ilagan Cowboys.
Pamboy, Bonifacio pumupwesto sa ilalim. Got that mismatch down low, a foul called on Chino Mosqueda.
One might say parang a second, medyo na late ng konti yung pasa ni Pamboy Raimundo. Immediately on that seal, I saw already that advantage of Warren Bonifacio as he got on his back si Chino Mosqueda. Size-wise, if he gets that ball, pretty much, they have that chance of getting that point inside the paint.
Raimundo.
There you go.
Down low again, Bonifacio. A foul on Art De La Cruz.
This is one of the reasons why Biñan is one of the best when it comes to, anything inside the paint. Because very hefty yung mga bigs nila. Ang lalakas no? You have Warren Bonifacio, Mike Mabulak, Mark Pingris. Those 3 are tough to contend with. Let alone you have a very good perimeter rebounding guy in Kenny Roacorva.
Number 2 in that department in terms of points in the paint. Points in the paint rather, 45.4. Pero yung binanggit natin, nananatiling problema para sa kanila ang free throw shooting. Just 2 out of 9 after that missed free throw by Bonifacio. The worst
Yeah.
Easily the worst in that category.
That's right. And ang mahirap pa naman dyan is madalas silang nasa loob ng paint, diba? And you know, every time you're in there, there's a good chance that you're gonna get fouled.
Allen Mina short on the 3.
First miss for the game.
Magnot taps it out of bounds. Ilagan Isabela will challenge that last out of bounds call. They felt like it was off Kenny Roahorva. It happened on the other side of their bench. They were successful in the first one. We'll find out if they are here in the second.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung mayanig ang papakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang pupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalitin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay umayanig kapag
Successful yung naging challenge nila Coach Louie Gonzalez. Pamboy, pasa kay Carlo Lastimosa. Backing down, Chino Mosqueda puts it in, plus the foul.
And once again, one of the teams that stops when it comes to scoring inside the paint, going to work, putting in a lot of muscle on that spin by Carlo Lastimosa. Matter of fact, mabigat rin yung nakadepensa sa kanya, si Chino Mosqueda, but it's just the angle that he was able to work with, especially on that drop step.
So a chance to tie the ball game up for Biñan. 7-0 run. Nice response because the way Ilagan finished off that first half. Carlo hits the free throw.
And so far, I don't think Biñan has missed yet from the field. Samantalang ito namang Ilagan, they have not made a field goal. This is exactly how the second quarter started, pero the other way. Now they end that with that bucket.
Pinabuelo nila si Robbie Celis.
One of the best ways to get a bucket if you need one, boy, through Robbie Celis.
So nice execution. Kita natin dito, Coach Mike.
Yep. No, there was that pin-in screen by Allen Mina, leaving that entire left side of the floor for Rob Celis to operate.
It's always tricky when it's the other way around, meaning yung guard yung nagpo-provide ng screen para sa big in those pick and roll situations.
Yung inverted na two-man game, ano?
Yeah. Pabulak, hindi niya nakita si Na-recover ni Carlo Lastimosa. Switch by Cabagnot. They hunt Mosqueda down low. Gumulong palabas yung tira ni Mabulak. Steal by Cabagnot. Allen Mina will not force up the free. Pass down low to De La Cruz. Pasa ulit sa labas. Sa loob ulit. Balik sa labas. Robbie Celis. Crossover. Pull up. Good! The way they move that ball around from inside and out, Coach Mike.
To think that you are gonna say in one sentence for the same team the name of Art De La Cruz and Rob Celis has gotta be a luxury that Coach Louis is gonna enjoy.
Basket will not count. A foul on the floor.
Just that quick read by Art De La Cruz. Soon as he saw a couple of defenders converge and help down on that gap, understood he's got Rob Celis on that ball reversal.
So I don't know if you'll agree with me, Coach Mike. The way Ilagan is running their offense now, as Mabulak in the shaded area will shoot 2 more free throws. Bago dumating si Robbie Celis, there was a time, especially during their losses, where that ball will stick with Art De La Cruz for so long. And that's not a knock on him. It's more of yung opensa nila, no? Medyo ang tagal mag-develop. Pero ngayon, kita mo, kaano kabilis, gumalaw yung bola. You have Robbie Celis being also a point of attack for Ilagan. And it's looking really better for them with the way things are going.
Yung dynamics sobrang nag-evolve to their favor with Rob Celis coming in. I mean, different facets of the game that he can actually help out. I feel one of the best pinch post guys, in my opinion, Rob Celis. And then you bring in a really good, high IQ player with Art De La Cruz on him. See a good finish once again by Carlos Timosa. And I want to continue to the point of scoring inside the paint. One of the reasons why Biñan is best at scoring inside the paint is that ang galing tumahi ni Carlo at saka ni Kenny Recocurva, and you have very dominant paint scorers on a post-up, on a seal, in guys like Mike Mabulak, Pingris, and even, at certain times, ni Cabanyer.
Alley-oop pass, Recocurva connects with Lastimosa. Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
And this is a good combination of speed and power down on that action right there. Kenny Recocurva going down with a lot of speed downhill, and then Carlos Lastimosa really just hanging in there and getting that alley-oop to go.
Pagkakataon na itabla ulit ang ating laban.
And every time in games that Kenny and Carlo click, ganda ng nagiging resulta para sa Biñan.
For the lead, Lastimosa, that rolls out. Celis the pitch ahead. Mosqueda running out of space. Last touchdown si Pamboy. Icha-challenge agad ng Biñan.
Yeah, they think it was the last touch by Don Gomaro before it went out.
I'll be back to the result of this challenge by Biñan.
Kapag may lamay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatay.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. Ball possession for Biñan to Takjel.
A successful challenge.
Warning on Biñan and
Coach Boyd Fernandez, who seems displeased despite this one na ipanalo nila.
Yeah. I feel, you know, because we were in that Cebu game, no?
Okay.
And in the first quarter alone, si Coach Boyet already used up his 2 challenges
Right.
na parehong successful. And now, this is another successful challenge for him. I think his point really is that yung official is nasa harapan na nung nangyari. At the very least to make the right call. No? I think doon ang gagaling si Coach Boyet. And that's why, you know, the importance of using your challenges, lalo na in the late game. Si Pamboy Raymundo here, scoring again in the paint. And they are what? 6 of 7 inside the paint right now for Biñan.
Lamang na sila ulit, 50-49. Robbie Celis working on Mike Mabulak. Shoots over him. Apurva will drive. Layup too strong. Mabulak, the offensive rebound. Mamboy. Mabulak.
Paint once again.
Another paint touch. And a basket by Biñan. They have taken over with this 3-point lead, 52-49.
The challenge for Ilagan now is that, nakakuha ng paint touch itong Biñan. Wala ngang spray, no? Hindi sila nagbibigay sa labas ng mga pasa, pero they are just so strong inside the paint that it's gonna take collective effort for Ilagan Cowboys. It's either you get in there, hit them with a foul, send them to the free throw line, or, you know, they score a basket on you. See this right here. You know, you immediately knew that it was going to go inside the paint. Little ball fake going right side. Defense got drawn to that side of the floor. Just a left-handed dribble and a quick, you know, release from Mike Mabula.
Ngayon lang pinasok si Kyle Paranada. Did not suit up in the first half for the Cowboys. Allen Mina.
Wow.
And at this point, the Cowboys reduced to a jump shooting team in the third. Lastimosa. Itis yung kanyang tres. Merong foul laban sa Ilagan Isabela. They are in penalty.
And I don't know if your observation is the same as mine, Ken. This is a third quarter that's pretty much Biñan style of basketball so far. Everything's been inside the paint. They've been controlling the rebounds. They have not allowed so many paint touches for Ilagan Cowboys. The Cowboys have only had 3 attempts inside the paint. They're 1 out of 3 from there, and everything's been on the outside.
Warren Bonifacio hits the free throw. Only knock on them so far is... Oops. Someone, Coach Louie.
No,
visibly heated.
Yeah, he's livid.
Getting teed up.
Technical foul on the Cowboys head coach Louis Gonzalez for unsportsmanlike behavior.
In the first half, Biñan was 2 out of 8 from the free throw line. He shot 25%, 8 of 13 free throws for Ilagan. And so, when you look at it so far, isang free throw pa lang ang na-award para dito sa Ilagan here in the third quarter.
You wonder though with Biñan, had they made more free throws, they would probably be
up by 6 more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bonifacio, despite his struggles, Coach Boyet sticking with him, placing him in the starting lineup. Renzo Sobido, papalitan muna si Pamboy Raimundo.
Pamboy is always going to be that trusted point guard by Coach Boyet. You saw him in there Ito ngayon, pagkakataon na dito para kay Kyle.
11-point turnaround for Biñan. They have opened up their biggest lead at 5. Paranada pass to Dondon Gumaru. LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Robbie Celis. Again, nothing in the paint for the Cowboys on their offensive trips. But that time, a steal by J-Boy Solis. Transition opportunity taken advantage of.
Which they definitely have to pursue. Dahil hindi nakaset up yung defense ang half court para dito sa Biñan.
Caballero whips it to Roa Curva. Rebound Paranada. Quick outlet to Robbie Celis. Crossover, side step. No whistle.
No whistle.
Numbers for Biñan. Celis slow to get back and Caballero takes advantage.
Too many shot creators inside the paint. Too many strong rebounders right now in the third quarter. And too many paint defenders.
Paranada sumalaksak. Fouled by Kenny Roacurva.
Kyle Paranada surely wanting to be a spark here for the Cowboys.
Third foul on Kenny Roacurva. Steal of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker, unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
Ganda ng timing ng pagkakasundot na yan ni J-Boy Solis. Waited for that bump. Yung momentary na engage dun sa bump na yun, yun ang kinuwang spot ni J-Boy to get that steal.
Uy! Halos papasok na yun. Gumulong at lumabas. Paranada, 89.2% free throw shooter, coming up with a split.
Yeah, and he's one of the best at doing that for the Cowboys.
MANNY Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Subido. Gimpayan, almost a completed steal. Subido, long three-pointer. It's good! 10 points for Renzo Subido.
More importantly, 2 out of 3 from 3. And each time that clock is ticking on them, they've got Subido to save the day. Shot clock here was at 5 before he took it.
Three-point shot brought to you by the Extreme water-protected speakers. Dive into music with Extreme speakers. Mabulak checks out. Mark Pingris comes in. Paranada nagtitimon para sa Ilagan Isabela. Kawilan, bit quiet here. 6 on their shot clock. Art de la Cruz had to shoot over Pingris. Low percentage shot once again for the Cowboys.
Only because the defense was all over.
Bumagsak si Nick Caballero. Slow to get up.
Yeah, took him longer to pick himself up. Nagsintas, sinigipan. I'm not sure kung he twisted it, that left ankle of his. All right, good sight for Biñan fans right there.
They could breathe a sigh of relief.
And those are one of the more comfortable shoes that's been out. Ano? Yan yung AE, di ba?
Oh, bigay mo sa akin yan eh.
Ayaw nga, no? It's the same, kasi...
Pareho lang, may iba lang ng kulay.
Yeah. I did a review on that. That was pretty sick.
Oo. Nag-iibang anyo ako dahil sa sapatos na yan.
Tapos, nagninikabanyero ka ba?
J-Boy Solis.
Nice
Gets it back
pass.
from Paranada. Oh! Maganda yung intensyon, kaya lang yung pasa masyadong malakas at matulis.
Oh, tulis ng pasa. And right through the hands. That was a well-timed curl under by JP Kawilan of that middle lane drive.
Caballero taking his time. Mark Pingris.
Baseline.
Double team comes. Caballero shoots it and makes it. 15 points for Nick Caballero.
Third made triple so far in this game. He got a couple in the first, now he's got one here in the third. Where are the points gonna come from for the Cowboys?
Tight pass. Turnover. Caballero with a full head of steam. Great recovery by Gumaro, preventing what could have been an easy basket.
This is the shot they need.
Kawilan air ball.
Hard to believe, JP, you know?
Especially after shooting it really well in their last game. Biñan suddenly up by 10. Pingris just bulldozing his way underneath. Ilagan only has 8 points in this quarter. Before the basket, a foul. Biñan is in penalty anyway. Shooting just 3 out of 14 from the field are the Cowboys in the third.
Cowboys only got 4 points inside the paint here in the third quarter. While itong Biñan, they have already, 18 points, everything inside the paint.
Art De La Cruz with 9 points. And this is the thing with Biñan now compared to last season. I feel like there's so many ways for them to beat you. Except probably free throw shooting, which I'm sure is a work in progress continuously for them.
Yeah. Ang ano mo lang dyan, ang trade-off mo kasi kung hindi ganun kalalim ang bench mo and you're giving up fouls, you might be challenging yung free throw shooting nila, but you are gonna get, key players in foul trouble. And right now, this has been a very efficient third quarter for Biñan.
Very important possession to close out the third for the Cowboys. They need a basket. Art De La Cruz, challenged by Mark Pingris. JJ Pito almost got it in from half court. And the third quarter comes to an end. What a turnaround by Biñan, outscoring the Cowboys by 18 points in the third period.
Yeah, and the thing is, they are shooting 9 of 11 inside the paint para dito sa Biñan and 2 out of 5 from outside. And so, either way, they are gonna get their points. And it's been unstoppable. Cowboys try to make their little runs here and there, but Nick and the gang has been pretty much in control here in the third.
And they head into the fourth, up by 10, 64-54.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sikreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Maibalita muna tayo kay Mika Abisamis.
Nick Caballero has a very promising future as he has been proving so far. The former King UST Growling Tiger, needed to emphasize that for Coach Christian Lonzon. But really, there is a chance we don't see Nick here anymore next season for obvious reasons. So far, one of the top guys for MVP this season so far. He just feels so lucky to be immediately exposed to a national team player in Mark Pingris, an MPBL champion in Mike Mabulak and Pamboy Raimundo. But Nick knows there's a lot more to learn, especially his patience when it comes to the physicality of the game. No? Nakakahiya naman daw sa mga balyador na kasama niya sa team. Nandyan pa si KG, no? Na hindi pa natin nakita. Nandyan sila Ballesteros, nandyan pa si Big Boy, si Warren Bonifacio. Sabi niya, he's also been practicing his threes. No? We saw a couple of that already today. So far, far, nag-improve siya doon. Nick is just getting started and he said, I'm ready for the MPBL playoffs. Ken, Coach Mike.
Something to look forward
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Pwede namang the former Tomasyan.
Pwede naman, pero yun, nakapatent na yata kay Coach Christian yun eh.
O kaya nga, di siya na lang magsabi nun. Tayo, former Tomasyan, former UST player. Pwede naman ganun eh.
Alam mo, I leave it up to you and Coach Christian. Kayo madalas na magkasama, pati si Mika. I will leave it up to you guys. But speaking of Nick Caballero, true enough, he's definitely ready for the playoffs. I think, the story of him, as you see Mark Pingris bullying his way inside the paint, the story of him working on his three-point shot making, understands his numbers.
Sa isa pa, para kay Nick Caballero, napunta siya sa napakagandang sitwasyon. Na itong Biñan, galing sa masakit na pagkatalo last season against Quezon. And you add a guy like him, here is Mark Pingris at his finest.
Well, completely encapsulates the dominance inside the paint of Biñan. There were 4 white shirts in there against the lone Mark Pingris.
And there were times, Coach Mike, especially nung game number 5, where probably the absence of a closer was evident with Biñan. You add in a Nick Caballero who is certainly not afraid of big moments. Nakita na natin agad yan nung preseason against Abra. Na umabot ng overtime. He was going toe-to-toe against Dave Ildefonso. That's a game that is worth looking forward to. First day ng August yan. Biñan versus Abra. This free throw brought to you by Extreme, ang suwok at kumpletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
At saka si Nick Caballero, 14 games played. He leads the team in points, rebounds, free throw makes, free throw attempts, and fouls drawn. He is the most fouled player of Biñan, only because pag-usapan natin kung tahit-tahirin lang papunta sa loob, walang problema yan kay Nick Caballero. The only knock to his game really, 3-point shooting, where he shoots roughly about 26%.
Saka yung free throws, no?
Yeah,
just
yung free throw.
56.8%. I'm sure it's something that he's working on as well. JJ Pido sa ilalim, 2 points. Bonus free throw coming up after getting fouled.
And surely Nick Caballero is taking that learning that he had from Cebu. Meantime, JJ off ball, just working. Every time you are told, ball on the post, look inside, then backside. Mark Pingris went backside on that cut by JJ Pido.
Mark Pingris, one of the best guys at the post of finding people cutting to the basket.
Yeah.
Exhibit A, letting JJ Pido get this 3-point play opportunity.
And Pido is also a relentless point guard, if you ask me, for Biñan.
14-point lead. Shot by Art De La Cruz, wala. Mark Pingris with another rebound. Subido, the former UST Growling Tiger.
Yun yung emphasis sa
Kailangan ko sabihin ulit.
The former. May DN no?
May naalala ko, bakit kailangan kong banggitin ulit yun?
ano naman yan?
Layup by Renzo Subido, nakatakas sa depensa. It's now a 16-point lead for Biñan.
Naghahanap ka lang ba ng timing para bitawan niya?
Hindi naman.
Okay.
Kawilan goes to Prince Rivero. Ngayon lang pinasok ni Coach Louie. Art De La Cruz with a one-hander.
Well, that paint is crowded para sa Cowboys.
And let's remember, Ilagan Isabela is fighting to keep that number 4 spot in the North. Considering that teams like Pasay, May Kawayan, Marilao, Pasig, Quezon City, even Bataan, breathing down their necks.
I think it matters kung sino pa yung mga natitirang kalaban. I think we're gonna have another review here. Because I don't think, I think what Ilagan is saying, it was not in the act. At least that's how I read it. You know, the more discussions here on the side. Coach Louis definitely unhappy might be an understatement.
Both teams actually.
Yeah. So and this will just be an inbound. And you know, if you see it from the perspective of Coach Louis, and yeah, you know, it's not in the act. It's got to be just a baseline out of bounds. And clearly that is an understandable, you know, issue being raised by Coach Louis.
Di nakita ni Caballero na nalibre si Waray.
Oo nga, sa kabila.
Sa ilalim. He got himself freed up there.
Napa Jeremiah si ano dun eh. Si Gimpayan eh. Nang hinayang.
Coach Christian, is that you?
No. He sings, I don't.
4 seconds left. Caballero for free. His 4th triple of the ball game. He now has 18 points. And Mika mentioned how Nick has been working on his 3-point shooting, paying dividends immediately in this ball game. Kawilan has been misfiring and that continues. Pitch ahead, Caballero will lay it up and in. Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Nick Caballero in the second half, 10 more points, and this has turned into a rout, 76-57 Biñan. Fast break the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Nick Caballero, 10 of his 20 points.
Oh boy, he's looking good.
Technical foul on the Cowboys head coach Louis Gonzalez for unsportsmanlike behavior. That was the second technical foul on Coach Louis Gonzalez. Therefore, he's been ejected from this game.
Technical foul.
That is something that hopefully sparks itong Ilagan Cowboys. They were doing really good at the turn of the half. Even came up with a very strong end to the second quarter.
And it's really unfortunate because Ilagan, that first half, they were playing some of their best basketball this season. I felt like, especially the way they closed out that second quarter, you would think that momentum was on their side. But you have to credit Biñan for making the right adjustments at halftime. Nakita mo agad yung sense of urgency in pushing that basketball. Start pa lang ng third. Getting a lot of paint touches.
At saka yung the way that they performed first and second quarter, you'd like to think that they were pushing the right buttons. They had the right combination of players. We were alluding to the really good combination of, at one point, Don Gumaro and JP Kawilan being put in there with Rob Celis, J. Boy Solis, and at certain points, Art De La Cruz. you know, we talked about it, and they actually excelled towards the latter part of the second quarter where they got a steal. There was an unsportsmanlike foul. They got that Ayaay jumper in the short corner, which sure felt like it was looking more like an Ilagan Cowboys game until the third quarter came around.
Sa yung depensa ng Biñan kumagat eh. Lalo nung third quarter, they didn't allow many paint touches for the Cowboys. And a steal here, Biñan. JJ Pino makes this a 22-point lead for Biñan Tatakjel.
And this is, in my opinion, what makes really Biñan a dangerous team because of how they completely dominate inside the paint. You know, if their three-point shot making is not there, there is always that paint game that they can turn to. And this is a team that's got a good combination of, which we spoke of earlier, post-ups and bully strong paint guys. Mga players na magaling tumahe in Carlo Lastimosa, Kenny Recurva. Another unsportsmanlike here.
Mark Pingris. Siya naman ang tinawagan ng technical foul. Already 4 fouls against Mark Pingris. Oh, now he's also done for the night.
Technical foul on number 15, Mark Pingris, for using profane language.
Oh, it's out of
the
this
second
game.
technical foul on Mark Pingris. Therefore, it's been assessed with game disqualification. Mark Pingris out of the playing court.
And Coach Boyet was upset. Ayan na, nakita nyo siya dyan. Kasi, possible, I don't know if he might be suspended for the next game.
For the next game.
Due to his ejection. Their next game is against Valenzuela, who we saw already yesterday. The way they gave San Juan all they could handle. That could be a dangerous game for Biñan.
Actually, yeah, kasi yung style of play ng Valenzuela is a lot of up and down, and so parang it negates their presence inside the paint, no? Half-court set, wala masyado. They will run as much as they can. When you speak of the dark horse, I mean, those guys in Oligario, Ubuyes, you know, those guys are pretty dangerous out in the open.
Lobby Celis has gone cold after a strong first half. Makes good on his first free throw.
At saka I was gonna say, important yung mga remaining games itong Biñan. They still have to go up against Abra, Caloocan, Pasig, Rizal, San Juan. You know, yung kasama pa yung Valenzuela na yun. So, you know, a good 6 games.
MANNY Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. But at the moment, things are looking bright for Biñan. Gunning for their 12th straight victory. Mosqueda can't finish over Renzo Zobido. Rebound, Nick Caballero. Biñan will take their time, up by 19 points. Caballero against Felebrico. Waray, the finger roll from Gimpayan.
And kung kailangan ng mga slips na gano'n, paloob, andyan pa pala si Jaymar Gimpayan. No? We totally forgot about it.
Kabagdot. Bumagsak sa ilalim si TJ Felebrico. Si Gimpayan yung tatawagan ng foul.
And Coach Gino Manansala right now trying to pacify si Coach Boyet.
Dahil nga, perhaps in the mind of Coach Boyet, something you don't need at this juncture.
Yeah.
Mga ganyang klaseng plays. that would get yourself in trouble.
Oh, if I heard Coach Boyet correctly, parang ano eh, you know, nawala na tayo ng isa, huwag na tayo mababawasan pa, no? Because they're gonna need them inside.
Magaling ka pala magbasa ng mga labi, Coach Mike. No?
So, ganun.
Na-interpret mo eh.
Yeah, I thought that what he said. Eh, lapit naman kasi sa atin.
81-61. Nagmamadali si Renzo Sobido. Dire-diretso. Flips it up and in. 15 points for Sobido. Tinamaan sa mukha si Chino Mosqueda. Penalty ng Biñan. More free throws coming up for the Cowboys.
26 free throws awarded Ilagan. They so far have missed 9. And sometimes it's the free throws that hurt you later on.
A lot of stoppages to this one.
Oh, yeah. And we still have close to half of the quarter remaining.
Next game natin, Basilan versus Caloocan. And our main attraction features the Rizal Centro Mall Golden Coolers versus the Batangas City Tanduay Athletics.
That is gonna be a good one right there. I have that feeling that's gonna be another close game.
Mosqueda will shoot 2 free throws. Acquired during the window in exchange for Joseph Gabayni.
Win-win yung palit na yun, no?
Parehong nag-benefit.
Oh, yeah, win-win siya. Nag-benefit itong Ilagan Cowboys. And yun rin naman yung kailangan ng Zamboanga, no? Yung presence sa loob ni Ote.
So, bumagsak si Sobido. Si Roa Curva magbababa. Kabagnot ang nakabantay kay Kenny. Taking his time, a lot of time left on the shot clock. Caballero repositions himself once at isolation against Felebrico. Caballero, good job by Felebrico. Stood his ground, forcing him into a tough shot. Cabagnot, stop and pop free. Can't get it to fall. Caballero with his 8th rebound. Under 4 minutes remaining, a 20-point lead for Biñan. Mabulak. Cut by Roa Curva. Lays it in. Plus a foul.
Yan rin mismo ang nagpapahirap pagkalaban mo sila. Very able passers yung mga big men nila, eh, no? Mike Mabulak, Mark Vingris, Warren Bonifacio.
And they just have their eyes on each and every possible off-ball action that could create openings.
And to your point, habang yung bola nasa poste kanina, clear path on that what's called a 45 cut. Yung galing sa kabilang wing na dive na yon ni Kenny.
Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Allen Mina, swak yung kanyang jumper from the corner. 14 points for Allen Mina.
Allen Mina came out missing here in the second half after going 5 of 5 in the first half. He's now 1 out of 3.
Saka hindi na rin siya nabigyan masyado ng touches eh.
Correct.
You have to give credit to Biñan's defense for that. Mike Mabulak. Mas nagiging accurate na yung ganyang tira niya.
Oh. At saka doon naman siya, talagang mahusay eh. Yung mga perimeter jumper na yun na maybe close to what, 12 of 14, 15 feet in. Mid-range jumper. Pretty much is the range of Mike Mabulak. You draw him in a little bit closer, mas lalong mas maganda yung clip niya.
By the way, their sons are teammates, talking about Robbie Celis and Mike Mabulak.
Ay, ha?
Oo, si Kael, si Rob. Halos magkaedad yan.
That is... I have not seen them play alongside each other. I think I'm gonna watch that.
Sila, tapos kasama din doon yung anak ni Jervy Cruz na maglalaro in the next game. Si Josh.
Kakampi rin nila?
Oo, tatlo sila magkakampi.
Ang lakas nun.
Malakas talaga yun. Cabanyero, 22 points. Comes away with a steal, doing it on both ends. Ryan Suwal, bounce pass, Cabanyero, too strong. Felebrico with a rebound. He will push. Gumaru leaning in. Ayaw. Bola na punta kay Cabanyero. Last 2 minutes brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. What did you like about how Biñan, particularly in the second half, performed here, Coach Mike?
Their start matters, in my opinion. Remember yung strong drive kagad ni Carlo Lastimosa? I recall correctly, he had a couple. And then sinundan kagad ni Kenny Recocurva. That really set the tone. That point, you felt the momentum was still with Ilagan Cowboys. But quickly, Biñan just said, no, we're going to grab this momentum from you in the first half, here in the third quarter. And sure enough, they did. 28 versus 10 scoring in that quarter. And right now, it stands at 24 and 13. 50 points output, diba? In the second half.
Lastimosa had 9 of his 13 points in the third quarter. That's basically where Biñan turned things around. Outscoring Ilagan by 18 points, 28 to 10. And then plus 13 pa sila here in the fourth. Mosqueda, naagaw yung bola. Scoring in transition.
And right now, si Cabanyero is actually close to a double-double. 22 and 9 rebounds to go with 3 assists and 3 steals.
Pero pinagpahinga na siya.
Pinahinga na.
JJ Pido to John Barba. Ilagan Isabela, with this pending loss, they will drop down to 12 and 7. And that is a game and a half ahead of Pasay and May Kawayan. Speaking of the Gems, sila yung magiging magkalaban sa first home game ng Ilagan Isabela. That's gonna be a game with major implications. And we've talked about how all of those teams in the middle of the pack coveting for that number 4 spot that not only gives them a home court advantage, but also avoiding a team like Caloocan who will play in the next game, San Juan and Abra. Yun naman yun nagiging usap-usapan, and Biñan spoiling their plans behind the performance of this guy, Nick Cabanyero, probably one of the early candidates for most valuable player. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
As always, coming off the bench, 22 points on a 9 of 15 shooting. He was 4 out of 5 from 3, never got to the line. Had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Overall, good contribution from this guy right here, Nick Cabanyero, and he's definitely ready for that playoff.
Doing it in just 24 minutes. Our final score, 69 for Ilagan Isabela, 90 for Biñan. Nick is standing by with Mika.
Maraming salamat. Congratulations, Nick. You have been on this chair several times and you are just getting even better. Today you have 22 points and 9 rebounds. Pero alam ko na one of the things sa pinapractice mo talaga yung tres mo. Today you had 4 out of 5. Kumusta ka?
Sobrang tiwala kasi ng mga teammates sa akin. Sila Coach Boy and the rest of the coaches. Gusto nila na hindi lang puro drive Gusto nila may shooting din. And malaking tulong to improve my game.
You talked about your team, 13 straight wins, Nick, no? Napakalaking bagay nito for Coach Boyet and the rest of Biñan, lalo kay Boss Monching. Do you think this team is already ready for the playoffs?
I think we're ready, but mayroon pa rin kami mga major adjustments sa team namin, but dapat di kami maging kampante kasi lahat ng team sa MPBL dapat hindi namin mamaliitin, and it all starts in the defense talaga. I know the Ilagan is a great team, number 4 sa North Division, and maganda yung pinakita nung first half. Then na-out-rebounded lang namin sila, and binigay lang namin yung kung ano yung laro ng Biñan tatakbihan.
Speaking of defense, yan din daw ang nagpanalo sa inyo against Cebu. Na gusto ko rin itanong sa'yo, kumusta ang homecoming mo doon? Balita ko maraming nanood sa'yo, mga 30 people ba? Tama ba?
Sobrang dami nanood. Kasi doon talaga ako, born and raised talaga ako sa Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. So, grateful lang din ako sa mga taga-suporta sa akin dyan and sa Biñan tatakbihan.
Ay, mga gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan, Nick.
Gusto ko batiin yung lahat ng mga major sponsors, si Boss Robenta ng Bismuth Circle Tires, Mega Wagi, kay Boss Said Nuevo, Boss Ante Hernandez, and Merjol Lente, and our very own Boss Monching Talisayan. And of course, yung nanonood yung girlfriend ko dyan, and yung tatay ko nanonood ngayon. And of course, yung family ko sa Cebu and sa Bohol. Big shoutout din. And shoutout din sa mga family ng mga teammates ko na andito to support our game, and also to the MPBL fans.
Always present si Daddy. Maraming salamat. Nick Cabanyero, Player of the Game, is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika, and Biñan picking up another victory. And they improved to 15-3. Up next, the Basilan Steel kalaban ang Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Stick around, we'll be right back for more action in the 8th season of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball